Jake Claver says that if spot XRP ETFs were made available, the price could go up to $100 or even $1,000. His predictions about what would happen should be looked over again, along with the video in which he makes those forecasts. Because Jake Claver made that big statement, everything in the cryptocurrency world has gone crazy. His comment said that different goods that can be traded using XRP should all come out at the same time the following week. At any time, the value of XRP could go through the roof, rising anywhere from $100 to $1,000. Investors and people who are interested in cryptocurrencies were both interested in this prediction. This led to a lot of talk about the possible market change and how it would happen. The things that happened were what Jake Claver said would happen. A number of exchange-traded funds, ETFs, were released. Based on the idea behind these ETFs, investors could get exposure to XRP without actually holding it. For institutional buyers, this could mean less risk when they join the XRP market, which could lead to more demand for the cryptocurrency. There are just over 60 billion XRP tokens in circulation right now, and the price of the coin ranges from $250 to $275. It's possible that the market value would hit the trillions if the price reached $100. If each coin is worth $100, the market value is expected to reach $6 trillion. Based on the number 1,000, it's clear that XRP would be worth between $50 and $55 trillion on the market. By the end of the year, this may come together with what Jake has already said. What person or people will be watching how this goes? The statements have come true, which is a good turning point. We shouldn't do anything until we know for sure that Jake was right. Let's keep talking about this subject by going into more detail. There are a few problems that need to be fixed before the price of XRP can go up. Even though the idea of it is appealing, it can take a long time or even be impossible for financial goods and exchange-traded funds, ETFs, to go live because of the time it takes for custodial and safety procedures, as well as the process of getting regulatory permission. A person who knows a lot about this says it's not likely that more than one XRP exchange-traded fund will come out at the same time. Sometimes it can take years or even months to go through the court system and turn in paperwork. Actually, this isn't true, is it? Is it true that we already know that more than one ETF will definitely be accepted? We can see them if we go to the DTCC page. The public will be able to see the fees and the tickers, and it won't take years for this to happen. This event has not happened yet and is not likely to happen for a few more days, ladies and gents. Because of this, I can't... How fast? Do you think that XRP's value will hit 3 or 4 digits all at once, or do you think it will happen slowly over the course of weeks or months? It's likely that the price will go up soon to somewhere between $50 and $100. It's possible that it will stop there for a short time. Right after that, you should see 4 numbers. It would be best to go straight to the 4 digits. Who am I to say? What happens might depend on how fast the events happen. I'm sure that this year there are just too many things that make sense when looked at in a big picture way. We should wait until this spot's oil starts to bubble. Our eyes have seen the price of oil go up. In most cases, when they start to rise, it means that the oil itself is growing. On the off chance that there are problems in the Middle East, the price of oil might go up. Would it be better for them to have BOJ? This is what will start things off. As of now, Jake's predictions about prices from earlier this year are still correct. You know that some people really think Jake is here, while others really don't think that. Hello, everyone. I have more worries and questions about this. I think that all of this talk about ETFs will be good for XRP because it will bring in institutional buyers who will be able to buy and sell the product without having to make a Coinbase account or go through the Know Your Customer KYC process. People can instead just use their amount and broker account to say, hey, I'd like some XRP. Do they keep talking about each other that way? Instead, does it feel more like how you feel when you use your computer or phone? It's likely to be on both the computer and the phone. On the other hand, I think this process takes longer, so why not? I really hope I'm wrong. There is a movie I'd really like to make where I say, man, Jake was right the whole time. We will watch how things go from here on out. As a person, I tend to be more careful when making big price predictions, but that's just how I am. Thank you for leaving your thoughts in the comments part. I'm sure they will make me think each and every one of them is a good guy. I know that my purpose in being here is to tell you about current events and give you my thoughts. It makes no difference to me if you agree with that view or not. Of course, Jake also made a video about how XRP is being taken off of different sites. On top of that, I thought this was helpful. Taking everything under account. You were given 7 coins. Which one would you put in a fund that would be kept there for 15 years? Without a doubt, XRP is in the most important spot. Right, I just finished this job with one of the family offices we work with. According to what you said, the 7 coins I think will get a big share of the market over the next 15 years are XRP, XLM, HBAR Hash, XDC, Avalanche, and Chainlink. And those 7 tokens are what I would have gotten if I had done that to my head. I'm sorry, that wasn't the movie I was planning to watch. What should I say? I'm not sure. I made a mistake with the marking. Okay, so Citadel is the company that works with Robinhood to handle sales and payments. Citadel and Ripple worked together to raise $500 million, giving the company a value of $40 billion. Robinhood bought Bitstamp, a company that made a way for swaps and stocks to be written as tokens on the XRP system. There will be trillions of XRP tokens added to and settled on the system over time, after billions of XRP tokens have been added. Do you want to ask something? The CEO of Robinhood talks about the future of money and the process of tokenization in this lecture. Check out what's in your account. Several of these things can only be bought by people who have a lot of money. The public does not have access to them yet. There are some problems with owning these assets, like not having enough cash on hand, being locked into positions, and not being able to divide the assets into smaller pieces to invest in them. Tokenization, on the other hand, lets this be done on a larger scale and fixes some of those problems. This is the reason we will keep fighting for it, both inside and outside of the United States. Something like this will only get bigger over the next few years. Yes, we will start with stocks and bonds. For this reason, we choose these assets because we think they have the best chance of doing well and because we know the most about them. Okay, everyone. A lot of different things are being talked about here. Because of this, you should keep reading if you are new to this field and aren't sure how cryptocurrency fits into this new way of growing the economy. Along the same lines as how the internet was set up, all of this infrastructure was built in the background, out of sight. There were also all the dot-com companies, which got a lot of attention. This is a lot of what is happening in the world of cryptocurrency right now. While many people are talking about different assets, you should really pay attention to the infrastructure. This is because there are some parts that will always be there and support the new banking system, no matter what else happens. When private systems can connect to each other, that's when the advantage really stands out. In the next few days, XRP, which is the biggest and most well-known bridge asset in the world, and Ripple's ties to banks will be very important. Because we are talking about tokenization, let us say that the total value of the world's stock market is between $130 and $140 trillion. In the United States, about $60 trillion, about $135 trillion worth of cash is currently placed in the bond market. After that, you add things like the debt markets, which add up to $300 trillion. You put $500 trillion into the real estate market. When you put $42 trillion on the futures market, you're taking a chance. It is not hard to see how all of these parts are linked to each other. We will get the most out of this if we can move this value onto the chain on a large scale. This is where the exchange of value takes place. This means that when you buy something in the cryptocurrency market right now, you are putting your money in the infrastructure that is being built behind the scenes. Those are your Ethereums, Solanas, XRPs, and Chainlinks. The 4 items are likely to be some of the ones that are used the most. Very likely. Naturally, there are other assets that are just as important to this, such as Ondo and XT properties. They will, however, have the most significant effect on the 4s I just talked about, as they are the ones that stand out the most and are ones that I regularly come across. Also, if you need help with your money, you should talk to a financial expert. That's it. Citrus, Fortress, and Citadel just gave Ripple some money. I'm sorry about my mistake. Garlinghouse added, the governments of the world that are making it difficult for individuals to utilize and adopt the new payment rails are our biggest adversaries, not Circle. Even though Stripe joined the L1 network very late, they were still able to find a business answer that worked for them. When you think about this, you might start to wonder which old payment methods would be better if blockchain technology was added to them. That might have something to do with it when you talk about the ways that privately owned businesses take payments. One problem we're having right now is that these different programs can't talk to each other. If you have a PayPal account and try to send money to someone through Venmo, it will not work of any means. Between them, the 2 networks do different things. You could send money from PayPal to Venmo, Stripe to Zelle, or any other service you wanted. What would it be like? Let's say that there is something between those 2 old computers that lets them talk to each other. And that is exactly the reason why XRP will be most useful in the future. Bill Morgan said that XRP does not live forever. But what could be the reason why the XRP is leaving their accounts? The person who owns the account has no more XRP because BitGo has a bad script that keeps adding failed transfers to the record. It looks like some kind of strange thing is happening right now. They have used up all of their XRP. This